So he took part of my speech, so I'll have to adapt. So first of all, I want to say to Lucy and Will, are you in the audience still? If you are, raise your hand. So HSBC would be honored to have you come work with us. I thought you were a great representation of your universities, of the council, and certainly of the opportunities across the Middle East. And I can say, as a 15-year veteran in the banking industry, every time I go to the Middle East, I have that same level of excitement you have when you went to Oman. So well done. You did a fantastic job representing your universities and this group. So thank you, everyone. Shukran. HSBC is honored to take part in this conference, and I'm delighted to see attendees from across the Arab world and across America representing not only private enterprise, government, and academia, and the media. HSBC is here for the same reason you are, to lend support to our National Council's efforts to promote a strengthened and expanded relationships amongst the United States and the Arab world. I'm going to switch gears a bit. This morning was terrific. We had a lot of information. I really want to focus on the positive of what the Middle East offers, and in particular Saudi Arabia. I'm personally honored to open this portion of the conference and to focus on Saudi and its critical role in the Middle East. I believe passionately about the opportunities across the region and how we, working together, can support it. As Pat mentioned, prior to HSBC, I spent 7 years within corporate banking as a managing director at JP Morgan, and I spent a great deal of my time in Saudi. I covered a vast network of clients and multinationals across Saudi and continue to do so today in my global role at HSBC. When His Highness Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman unveiled his 2030 vision, he was presenting a future state, Saudi Arabia, that challenges many skeptics. If this ambitious plan with an aggressive timeline is successful, the kingdom will become a diversified economic powerhouse by mid-21st century. With a focus on implementing the highest standards of governance, transparency, accountability, 2030 vision is clearly intended to nurture a sustainable, safe, and profitable environment for business and investment, and to foster multinational commercial relationships that are the basis for diversified connections to the global economy, the kind of relationships that can catalyze economic growth. These kinds of critical relationships are what HSBC knows well. As the world's leading international bank, we understand the global implications of the 2030 vision. Through its long-term commitment to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, HSBC thinks we also understand Saudi. What sort of role does HSBC play in the kingdom? Saudi British Bank, SAB, in which HSBC has a 40% stake, operates 86 branches across the kingdom and more than 960 ATMs. Within the Arab world, we are working with both local and regional lenders to develop new growth. We have recently moved HSBC Bank Middle East Limited's place of incorporation from Jersey to the Dubai International Financial Center in the UAE. And we have decided to invest in a new flagship building in Dubai. Construction has taken place, started within 320,000 square feet of office space. Across the Middle East region, we employ more than 8,000 people and are well placed to support the growing international requirements of both our U.S. and global clients in the region through our global network and investor base. Equally, we continue to partner with our local Saudi clients as well as Middle Eastern companies as they grow and expand not only throughout the region, but outside of Saudi. The strategic sale of less than 5% stake in Aramco is a key component of the 2030 vision. The sale is due to be conducted no later than 2018 and could generate trillions of dollars. In addition, just last week, very excited about the fact that the kingdom announced a $17.5 billion sovereign bond. This marks the inaugural debt financing for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and represents the largest ever syndicated sovereign bond offering. There was demand of over $65 billion when the kingdom went out to investors. It was extremely high and the largest ever order book for a sovereign, establishing Saudi as a truly global issuer. Both of these deals will significantly accelerate the kingdom's economic transformation, and we are happy to be part of that. The Middle East region as a whole is awash with investment and contract opportunities, thanks to a slew of progressive mega projects. We heard a bit earlier around Egypt, such as the expansion of Saudi's King Abdullah Economic City, the developments along the Suez, and the ongoing constructions of Oman's port. For Saudi, such projects represent competitiveness. In the example of King Abdullah Economic City, it is hoped that this will be the hub of technology, trade, and commerce, and it will enable the kingdom to rival China for manufacturing and the Western world for innovation and technology. These developments are providing Saudi Arabia with the leverage required to bring about real and true economic change, and we as HSBC are excited to be a part and supporting that change. PricewaterhouseCoopers estimates that Saudi and the UAE will be in the top 20 trade corridors for China by 2030. While at the start of the new decade, Dubai will play home to the Expo 2020, and in 2022, Qatar will host the 22nd World Cup. This outward participation is welcomed in the United States as American firms continue to forge new trade relationships, not only with Saudi Arabia, but across the region. For example, the U.S. Census Bureau finds that between January and July of this year, the kingdom exported goods to North America worth $22 billion and rising. The sentiment is reciprocated as America continues to invest in the Middle East. The U.S. Bureau of Economic and Business Affairs has recognized rapid improvements to Saudi's investment climate and is encouraging domestic firms to invest and continue to invest in the kingdom's increasingly attractive market. HSBC has a long-standing history in the Middle East and deep ties to Saudi, as well as good working relationships with the Saudi embassy in the United States. We stand ready to be an active partner in the kingdom's progressive transformation. Ultimately, we believe in the kingdom's future as a respected economic force, and we are committed to strengthening its commercial connections to other markets. We will continue to help businesses realize new growth in this exciting and innovative market until 2030 and beyond, both into Saudi and outside. And it is with great honor that I now yield the stage to His Royal Highness Prince Turki Al Faizo, who everyone here knows very well and has been a longtime supporter of the National Council of U.S. Arab Relations. Dr. Duke.